Okay, so this is gonna be a video that I make real quick, discussing some things. Earlier today, I live streamed my reaction to Overwatch's Spotlight, where they talk about all the things they're gonna do for the future, and upcoming February 18th, which is really soon actually. Tomorrow's the 14th, I believe. So yeah, in about a week, we're gonna get the new hero Freya, which is playing in the background right now, as you can see. And Freya, it looks really exciting. I can't wait to play her. I'm going to play her, obviously, and make a quick video on her. But there is something I want to touch, and I made sure to do a little bit more research into this before I made this accusation. But she is just Cassie from Paladins, and I am going to stand by that. Before I continue and try to justify myself, I will say that just because I'm making this claim that character A is like character B, it doesn't mean that anybody is blatantly copying somebody else, right? I'm getting to the point where I believe, like, you know, if two things are similar, it's not one person deliberately looking at another person's work and saying, let's make this exactly, right? Now, excuse me, I do have a cough. With this, I lost my train of thought completely, but I don't think Overwatch would looked at, you know, Paladins and made the complete and absolute decision to copy verbatim. I don't even think they copied verbatim. It is a very close copy though. One thing to note is that Paladins is basically officially dead now, so it doesn't really matter that that this is a copy. It also doesn't matter because, you know, technically speaking, there are no original ideas anymore. Every idea is kind of a remix of an idea that somebody's had in the past. So it's, you know, it's nothing major. The only reason I want to bring this to light is for those people who may have watched my channel and gotten interested in my content because I make Paladin stuff. I want to say that Overwatch looks bright in the future, and if you happen to main Cassie, or if you enjoyed Cassie or any characters like Cassie, Freya is coming to Overwatch, and she's pretty darn good. She looks really fun. Alright, I guess it's time for the main bulk of it. Her primary fire is like a full auto, and here it is right here. It's a full auto, but then you can scope in for a detonating blast, which is the exact same thing as Cassie. Cassie is a full auto crossbow, and one of her abilities, which is tied to her secondary fire, so it's basically just a secondary fire, is a blast arrow, which detonates, right? And it has a big cooldown. However, you can reduce the cooldown of your blast arrow with the dash that it showed earlier. You can dash forward, and it completely resets the cooldown of your blast arrow ability. And the blast arrow sticks to people and explodes, or it sticks to surfaces and explodes, and then you can dash to reset it. And additionally, she has this upwards dash. So she's got two forms of movement, as opposed to other characters who only have, or not other characters. Cassie only has one form of movement. However, something I want to note, and it'll show it again here when she uses her take aim, where she aims down the sight to shoot the big crossbow exploding bolt. She actually hovers in the air when she's aiming down her sights, which is just Octavia, you know? And I thought that mechanic was really cool from Octavia, so I'm excited to see it here. Additionally, I think her gameplay is going to be really fun. She's not overly complicated. She has two dashes and a gun, basically, is her entire kit. But it's the way that you use the gun, the way that you use the explosive arrow, the way you use a dash to reset your explosive arrow, the way that you updraft, and one of the perks is when you updraft for a short duration, you can dash again, so you can updraft, dash, shoot a bolt, land, dash, shoot another bolt. I think your dash has two charges, so you can dash again, shoot another big bolt, and then just, you know, weave some primary fires in between there. It's going to show it here, the dash in the air, and watch her just kind of hover there. And then her ultimate, I'll talk about the ultimate because they're about to show it, but she shoots, people have been calling them bolas. I keep thinking they're going to say Ebola, but they shoot bolas on the ground. Or she shoots a bola projectile, and if it hits the ground, then it basically becomes a small graviton surge. But as you see there, it hit the Junkrat, so if it hits a player, it stuns the player, and the explosion is on them. If it hits the ground or anywhere else, the explosion is at that point. And it basically sucks in all the enemies nearby, and then explodes. And so, I'm assuming you like tag this onto a tank, and he sucks in all of his, DPS and supports that are flocked around him and explode. Or you tag this onto like a Mercy that just flew over to one of her injured allies, and then you explode them all for big damage. Just shoot this in a big crowd, and you're basically guaranteed a bunch of value. Now another reason I want to bring up why this character reminds me so much of Cassie is not the flame Overwatch, right? I think I'm entering a new era where I'm not gonna flame Overwatch, because they did a lot of really good stuff for this update coming up here. I don't think it's all coming in season whatever's coming up now. I don't think it's all coming the 18th, but I think like some of it is. I know Freya is. So I want to say that Cassie in Paladins was a really fun character. Just ducking and diving around while just spamming crossbows. So let me tell you, you're gonna have a lot of fun with Freya. I guarantee it. And it's this. I'm so glad that Overwatch is pivoting towards the same kind of philosophy that that Paladins had. There was a certain charm about Paladins that Overwatch didn't have when it came to like balancing their characters that I kind of understand now, and the reason why I had that attraction towards Paladins a little bit more when I was, rivaling between the two, is because, speaking of rivaling, Rivals has it too. It's the idea of kits that have you constantly doing things. Kits that have you, it's not like an overloaded kit where it's overly complicated, but you're constantly able to do stuff. You're never a dull moment, right? So like with Venture, you have your drill and you have your underground maneuvers, but there are some times where both of those are on cooldown and you're just shooting, and it's kind of like, okay. But then you have like characters like Freya, where you have like 2 dashes on cooldown, you have a leap into the air, you have a bolt, and they all kind of combo together, and it's really nice. And the idea of just constantly having something to do, not because you have it to do, but because doing it allows you to do more things. Does that make sense? Like, I have a dash, I might as well get dash. No, it's I have a dash. If I dash, I get my bolt, and that means I get to shoot a bolt at somebody and possibly get a kill. And then when I have a kill, I can dash upwards, and because on my perk, if I dash upwards, I can also dash to the side, and it's like, it's the chaos of the kit is really, really, really fun and interesting, and I can't wait to play Freya. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm going to continue to work on that Marvel Rivals video I've been teasing for a while, and expect gameplay or a stream on the 18th. Rest in peace, Paladins, I suppose. You were good for my channel, you were good for my childhood. Sadly, your parents don't love you. But I did. And now, one of your characters will live on in Overwatch. Or at least the essence of it. Alright, that's all for me, guys. Have a good night.